Hello, you amazing individuals. Welcome back to All the Mod 10 to the Sky. As you can see, there's a little bit of shenanigans behind me. I did do a little bit, and I did hit record, I swear. It just didn't register that I'd hit record. So I did do a little bit behind the scenes, I guess. Just upgraded the furnaces. They're now up to emerald, so I went from stone to iron to gold to diamond to emerald. And then if you want to go any further, you need blaze rods, which there's a fairly easy way to get it in this pack through Oratech, which we probably will get into very, very soon. And there was a little bit that I did do as well. Yeah, I built up a platform for us to start working on, and moved our infinite water source to the stairs, because you can waterlog the stairs. So pop them in, and we've got a little platform with a couple of rooms. We can extend out in all directions to get started. So our goal for today is to get ourselves some basic materials production. Thank you, Lava. So I'm going to get a few of those stone factories set up around a nice little spot, and start producing some different materials like netherrack, endstone, and obsidian. And we'll take advantage of the flowing mechanic before they patch it too soon. Get ourselves a few goodies along with it. So I guess we better get started. And what we need to start off with is a bit of mycelium and a little bit of wood. Luckily, I did harvest some dark logs to get us going. So let's see if we can make the barrels that we need out of dark oak to be a little bit more exotic. Let's get 2. We might need 2. You never know. We'll grab a little bit of dirt as well. I'm sure we've got some left. Where did I put it? There we go. There's 3. That'll do it. And I also did upgrade the chests. So this one here is gold, as you can see, lots and lots of room. And I also did get the upgrades a little bit bigger as well. So we've got more stack sizes and space to store all of our goodies. So I guess we'll just chuck the witch water here. There's no real rhyme or reason where it needs to go. And we'll chuck the barrels on like so. And we'll chuck mycelium seed there and there. And now what we need is a bucket. Where is my bucket? There we go. And get ourselves some water. In order to waterlog it though, you do need blocks underneath. You can't just chuck it on the stairs. It will just go through and won't create the source. So if we chuck these bad boys in, we're getting our witch water back, which I like. And I did make a couple of iron and a couple of copper block generators. So we've got those bad boys, and we need to make a netherrack. We need to pop some lava in a barrel, witch water in the barrel, and then we tip lava on it. Gets us netherrack. We'll try it both ways, see what happens. Contents are consumed. And then for endstone, I believe it is glowstone. Endstone in the barrel, lava, and then put on the glowstone. So, another one I did is I put our lava production here, just chucked in a heap of cobble straight into the there, and then popped it in here as a little bit of a buffer. So we may as well grab those. Now let's see if this will turn into netherrack. Ta-da! Perfect. We've got ourselves some netherrack. Now, the best way to use the netherrack as well, though, is, we'll generate it, is the item block. So we need lava on either side. It won't consume this lava. It'll just keep the netherrack underneath it. So we can grab another bucket of lava. There we go. And might just pop it over here somewhere. There's no real reason for any of this as to why. But I just think it might go all right just in these spots here. So let's chuck down a copper generator, and then we should be able to pop down that bad boy and that bad boy, and that should be producing us netherrack. So let's get ourselves a drawer. We have enough to make a drawer? No. Let's get a couple bits. We'll go dark oak on this one. Why not, hey? Boom, dark oak drawer. There we go. And if we put this bad boy on top, there we go. We have netherrack. That's how easy it is to generate in this pack. We can put on the compacting drawer, so it compacts it as well, just so we saves ourselves the heartache. And now our end stone, we'll need a stone barrel for that, so we don't burn our barrel. It did cook up some stone, so we'll grab a few bits of that. There we go, that should do it. And we need the slabs, and then we need the barrel. Booyah. And if we chuck this bad boy down, and then we get another bucket of lava. Oh, get out of there. And then we chuck that in there and chuck a piece of glowstone on it. That should give us endstone. Booyah. And same thing, how do we generate this? In the block generator, witch water and lava. As long as we've got a block of glowstone underneath, it should not consume any resources. So let's get ourselves a little bit of glowstone. There we go. Now we also need that. And if we come here, there and there, and if we, what are we going to go? We'll go with an iron one this time. That iron, we'll go with witch water at the front, and we'll grab ourselves another bucket of lava. Booyah. That should be giving us, let's just grab quite a bit of this, shall we? We'll go like that. And like that. There we go. We may set up a draw wall very soon. And that should export. You know what we didn't do? We didn't put the glowstone underneath. And why? Because thunder's a twit. There we go. That might actually help, eh? We were putting the iron one there. Right. Now we can put the lava. Now we can put the witch water. Now we can put the drawer. Now we've got our endstone. Booyah. So that will keep generating nothing because it doesn't want us to. I didn't think it was going to consume the lava because it had the glowstone. But we will just have to make a course correction and put it one block away. Won't look the best, but hey, we will fix that in post. There we go. Now it will constantly consume the flowy bit and not the actual source lava. We are going to not have enough room to make another one unless it goes right up against it, but that's okay. It's just going to be obsidian in here, and we can do the same thing. Needs the one underneath it. That's right. You need to put the one underneath it first. So there you go. You can automate that just with piping that into a barrel, putting a hopper underneath, and just keeping some water on top, and it works like a charm. And let's get rid of that. Put our obsidian underneath. Put our block back on top. Then chuck our lava in over here when we get a barrel, the bucket thing. There we go. Now we have obsidian. Not that we need a lot of obsidian, but we'll get a couple of stacks and we'll leave it at that. Now, how are we going with endstone? Not bad. Let's grab a stack of that. Excuse me. No, we can chuck that 18 back in. And we'll grab a couple of stacks of this. What are you doing here, weirdo? Freaking me out over there? Jesus. Almost copped a Paxel to the face. What? Wow. That's a really good axe. We just need a diamond axe and 45 emeralds. Luckily, we've got plenty. Now, there's not really a massive need to have those enchantments on an axe. When the opportunity presents itself, why would you let it go? Excuse me, I want to trade. Hello? Thank you. Now that is going to be so much faster to harvest all my trees because it has chainsaw on it. You only need to hit the bottom one and the rest of the tree comes down. So that is perfect. Thank you. Was there anything else? I don't believe so. No. Free lava. Free leather. Thank you. And we already had a misadventure with one of these guys. They turned up and accidentally died. So let's compress that and compress that. And we'll get some netherrack down and broken up. Right, now we can run this through our sieves and get a few little extra bits and pieces. Hopefully we get enough on this one to make our next thing that we will need. Let's have a look. We get 2 chorus flower, 7 chorus flute, so that's perfect. And 15 ender pearls with a little bit of draconium dust, so that's awesome. Let's try the crushed netherrack. There's our nether quartz, perfect. And we got plenty of blackstone pebbles flying in now as well. So let's get all of these in. Alright, in the quest book for getting started, we did get all of these guys up here. So we may as well claim all of those prizes and get a few extra bits and pieces. But the big one it says is to get our power started. So these magmatic generators are pretty good. They're not overly expensive, just need furnace, a bit of gold, a bit of redstone. They do have a cool thing though. If you get 8 of them and put it with a diamond gear, it multiplies it by 8 and gives you 1280 FE. Or if you want to go absolutely crazy, you can get it all the way up to 64 times. So it's 8 of the 8s with a netherite gear. Which, you know, we've got plenty of ancient debris. We can certainly get that. We definitely don't need it, but we don't have the smithing template right now. We'll need to figure out a way to get the smithing template without the apotheosis gem things, which I don't think we can. So we will stick with the 8 times one. So let's get ourselves at least 8 blocks of redstone, which isn't too bad. Go, and there we go. And we should need a good stack of gold. Oh, that's not gold, that's glowstone. There we go. And it was glass. There we go. So let's get ourselves... Oh, we need all the furnaces. Why did I forget the furnaces? What are you doing, Twinner? There we go. 8 furnaces. That should be everything to get ourselves 8 magmatic generators. There we go. And if we get ourselves some diamonds, I think it's an iron nugget. Let's try that. Go. We can get ourselves 1 magmatic generator that produces 1280 FE per tick. And we can jam that up against our lava supply. Just like that. There we have it. Generating 1200 FE per tick. Oh, yeah. Gotta love it. I thought to myself, oh, hello, there's a spider. That's not what I thought to myself, but it'll do. I think there was only dark enough spots, but anyway. I thought to myself, why stop at 1 magmatic generator times 8 when you can just get 2? The lava production doesn't quite keep up with 2, so it looks like it's 1 of these per. But we will get ourselves a few more of these bad boys and set this up properly, and probably get a full cobblestone gen in here as well. And that way we'll just have infinite power without basically using any resources from anywhere else, because it will generate its cobblestone, turn it into lava, turn it into power. No fuel required. So this is using a fair bit. We've got a little bit more left in here, so we can keep chucking it in there. Fill these bad boys right up. There we go. And we should only need a little bit more lava into here, and that should top it up nicely. Now, let's see what we need to get Flux Networks up and running. Right, so we need a controller. Need a flux block. How do we get flux dust? We need to do it the cool way on a block of obsidian or some flux dust or obsidian. Coolio. Well, that's not too hard. We've got plenty of obsidian. So let's do this the old-fashioned way. That should go there. And then if we get some redstone, drop it in. Drop it in. And we should yes. Left click the obsidian. Redstone, obsidian. It does say just obsidian and obsidian. There's nothing there that I'm missing. All right, pretty sure I am a twit. I didn't read it right. It looks like it's obsidian, compressed obsidian. So let's try that. Done. That was that simple. We just needed to look at the description. And we just mix that with some Eyes of Ender and some Blaze and all of those good things. And we can make ourselves a wireless network for our power. Should be enough of them. And there is our controller. And then we need a point and a plug. So let's get ourselves a plug. Just needs 4 of them and a redstone block. And there is our redstone block. There we go. Plug, and we now need a point. There we go. So now we can transfer power wirelessly wherever we choose. So we can set this whole thing up here with another few of these bad boys, and we can make our power go wherever we need it to. We can create a new one. The only acceptable color is purple. It can be public. It doesn't need to be anything special. Funder's network is the way to go. Done. We can check our wireless as well. And we can charge everything. It's disabled in this pack. Enable wireless, and done. There we go. Perfect. We have our Flux network up and running. And we can take the energy out of these just with one of these. And we can just take it out of the one machine for now. There we go. So now this can produce power to anywhere we choose. All right, now that we've got the basic power system set up and we've got a way to generate basic resources, we now need somewhere to store all those resources. So we're going to get a very small and easily set upable AE2. I'm sorry, I had to eat. AE2 system. So I guess we better get into it. And to start with, we'll need a little bit of redstone. We can put all these away. Hang on, bear with me. Let's get that in there. That in there, chuck that away, that away, that away, that away. I might as well chuck that away. Why not? We'll just chuck everything in there, except the essentials. So we'll need some redstone. Need a couple of diamonds, but we've got plenty more over here. So they can go in there. We'll need some glowstone eventually. We'll need some quartz. We'll need some charged Certus. And we'll need some Certus dust. Quite a few other things, I believe, but that should get us started. Let's grab a little bit more of that, and some of that, and some of that, and a little bit of that. There we go. Now, we need some inscribers. I like to use about 7, but 5 is sufficient. That gets us all the basics we need, and we just need to get the pistons done. Why did we run out? Cobblestone. And get everything ready before you start doing this, you twit. 4. So that'll give us 10 pistons. That should give us enough if we've got the copper. There we go. Now let's get our inscribers done. Oh yeah. That's how we get the inscribers, and that's how we make all of these circuit or logic presses. So we need a calculation press, an engineering press, a logic press, and a silicon press. Now, how do we get a silicon press? Lots of skystone dust and these iron plates. Plates are just either this hammer with 2 or the engineer's hammer with 1. I think we'll go with the engineer's hammer because it's certainly a lot cheaper on the iron. Okay, here we go. Grab that, and then we need a piece of string and 2 sticks. Boom, boom. And we get that, and then we get that. And we've got that, and then I got that. Now we need some skystone dust, and you're hiding right there. And now we need some power cables. Right, there we go. Energy pipe is 2 blocks of redstone. Holy smokes. All right. We've got plenty. There we go. Okay, thanks for that. Now we can chuck this bad boy down wherever we like. So let's set up a little bit of a chip production factory over here. We can chuck our power down and chuck our flux point on top and set that to our network. Now I just need my wrench, our wrench, and we need to extract. There we go. Now all of these should be getting power. Yep, perfect. And to get one press, we need 1 plate, and we need 1 skystone, and we need something in there like a diamond. Now this will progress and give us our engineering. And then if we do the same with Certus, should give us our calculation. Then we need 2 more things. One is a piece of gold, just like so, and the other is a bit of silicon, just like so. Now there is another cool way to get some silicon if you don't want to waste all your Certus quartz. There is a silicon mix you can get, I believe. Let's have a look again. There it is, quartz blend. No, Certus quartz blend. So basically what it is, sand, coal or charcoal, and 1 dust gives you a 6 yield. So you're basically multiplying the dust output by 6, so you don't have to waste as much of the Certus dust as normal just to get some silicon. But lucky for us, we've got plenty, so we can smelt that down, still have stacks left over. So silicon is one of the big components of this. You need silicon for everything. So we'll get a bit of that, and then we'll head over to our presses and get some stuff done. So we've got our inscriber now, and then we need the same thing, skystone dust and a iron sheet and a gold. Gives us our logic. And last but not least, bit of silicon, bit of skystone, and our plate gives us our silicon press. Now, the reason I usually like to do a few other presses as well, inscribers, is I like to have at least 2 for the silicon, sometimes 3 because you are using it in every recipe to make all the other circuits. If you're not sure what I mean by that, you chuck one of these in, one of these in. No, that's not what you do. You chuck it in the inscriber and you put with the normal Certus and not the charged Certus like we've got here. But we also will need to make a little bit more of a water pool again, which we can do nice and quick because we do need to do something with the charged Certus. That one. Perfect. Alrighty. Let's just get a little bit of a water pool sitting right here. All right. Now, what we can do as well is we can chuck in redstone, charge Certus, and normal quartz. Oh yeah. That gives us our flux crystal. And as I was saying before, you take your calculation press and your non-charged Certus and chuck it in, and you'll get a circuit. There you go, printed calculation circuit. Now, to turn it into an actual chip, you take a bit of redstone, a bit of silicon. No, you don't. You take the silicon from here with your silicon press, and then you turn it into the silicon bit, and then you put it in there, because Finn does a tweet. There you go. And that will turn that into a finished product. Ta-da! So we need a few bits and pieces. Let's see what it says. Oh, we've got all these quests there. Let's accept all those. Nice. More. Oh, thank you. And we've got our pipes. Perfect. Rightio. Now, AE2, where is it? There we go. So, we did do the starts. So we can take that. We did, what did we need? Oh, a charger. I guess we better do the charger just to finish off the quest so it can start accepting all the other ones. How do you make the charger? Just like that. Alrighty, we got the charger. Perfect. Alright, now where are we going to? Certus quartz, flawless budding Certus. Really? We can't mine that. We literally can't mine that. Never mind then. We do need, does it need an energy acceptor? Okay. Well, what we need to get is a few bits and pieces. So we need a controller, we need some basic cabling and a controller, some terminals, and a storage component. So yes, we can make a start on that. Let's look up everything we need. All right, we've got a list of the things we need. We'll start out with 4K. If we can, we may as well jump up to the 16s, but 4K's not too bad to do. So just need the 1Ks and some calculations. 1Ks use the logic processor. So we'll try and get up to at least 16. And that should, if we get a few of the 16s, 1 4K, 2 4Ks. Not a massive amount of storage by any means, but it's a start. And we can fit quite a few items in there with that amount of storage. So we can have a look at, we want it by number of items, I think, in descending. So we want it to start with the most amount and then work our way down to the littlest amount. But I think that's a good start. So we don't want to touch that one. This one we do. So we'll take all of the goodies that we want out of here. Let's get all of those. We can there. We can start slamming some items in. Don't want to fill it up too much. It can hold 4,000 items each, but only of certain amounts. So once you put one in, it can hold, that'll block off like a 64 block. So we definitely don't want to clog it up too much with stuff we're not going to be using straight away until we can get a bit more of room in there. But there are some cool blocks we can chuck in. Things that we may use. Redstone torch, for example. More glass. Fluid pipe. Things that we could use for crafting. So you can come in there. Got a little tiny bit of redstone there. And that'll do it. We can chuck all that in there. Now we have a home for a lot of our items. Booyah. And what are we looking like? One yellow, one. So this one's already got 63 types of items used. As I said, you can only hold 63 items. certain types of items, but it can still hold quite a few more of those items. And this one here's only got 11 of the different item types used. So we can add in quite a few different items and still get away with it. Alrighty, there you have it. A nice little smash through to get ourselves a nice applied Energistics setup, a nice basic one anyway. So between episodes, I'll probably grind away and get a lot more storage, build that up a bit more, and build a little casing around it to make it look lovely. And I'll put it through the floor, bring some cabling up, so the bulk of it will be underneath, and we won't see it all. We'll just have the nice little terminal sticking up for us for ease of use, and a nice little pillar to go up. And I'll fill out the base a little bit more, and then start adding in some platforms or some other things. Because in the next episode, I do want to get into the auto sieves. I want to get a big draw wall set up for those guys, which can connect back into the AE2 system. And I want to get into flight. I know it's early, but remember those phantom membranes I said we'll need last episode? They'll come in very, very handy. So we've got a few, and we'll need them. But if you've liked what you've seen so far, hit that like button. If you've really liked it, hit that subscribe button so you can see more content from me in the future. Until next time, that's bye from me in this computer system I just built. Toodles.